How much will 500 of Arcblock's native token called ABT be worth during this bull run? Now, to answer that question, we have to assume a hypothetical scenario first, right? Let's say ABT were to go to the price of $100 during this bull run. If that's the case, then of course 500 ABT at that point would be worth $50,000 because 500 times 100 is 50,000. But yeah, besides that point, even though nothing I say is financial advice nor a guarantee, why do I think that ABT could hypothetically go to the price of $100 during this bull run? The reason for that is because when it comes to Arcblock, in my opinion, it's arguably one of the best projects out there. Now, is it the largest? No. Is it the fanciest? Is it the coolest? Absolutely not. But in terms of pure fundamentals, I believe that I could very well be looking at something very special here, because when we take a look at Arcblock, its goal, or should I say its mission, is to simplify the process of decentralized application and as well as blockchain development. Now, you got to think about this, right? As the crypto space overall grows, as blockchain adoption continues to increase, as there is more and more enterprise adoption, as that happens, naturally, there's going to be more decentralized applications that are going to pop up. Also, on top of that, there's going to be more blockchains as well. So it's only fair to assume that something like Arcblock, again, trying to help simplify the process of that, quite essentially the creation, right, the development, that right there showcases the forward-thinking mindset that they have. They understand that, hey, this crypto space is going to grow, you know? You take a look at how, in the grand scheme of things, there really isn't that many crypto owners comparatively to like the worldwide population. Take into consideration how, according to Crypto.com research, there's over 600 million crypto owners as of right now, which actually is more than ever before in history, which may seem impressive, but in this world, there's billions upon billions of people. I mean, come on, right? This isn't even like 10% of the entire population of the world. So you got to think about how when it comes to the adoption, when it comes to like cryptocurrencies, it's not really there yet. And again, Arcblock, they have this forward-thinking mindset. They understand that, hey, there's going to be more developers in the future that are going to pop up, and they want to build blockchains, they want to build applications. We can help simplify that process. This is the genius mindset that they have. Now, even besides that point, when it comes to Arcblock, you take a look at how the core of it, so to speak, right, is reusable and composable software components. In this case, it's called blocklets. Now, any application on Arcblock is either made up of a blocklet or is a blocklet. So yeah, just take that into consideration. And the crazy thing is this, it should be noted that, you know, Arcblock, they can support almost any mainstream blockchain service, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, and of course many others as well, but those are the ones I'm going to highlight. But even besides that point, I think this, if anything, showcases how when it comes to Arcblock, it's actually a serious project. It's not focusing on partnering up with like celebrities, like athletes. This is not their style. This is not their jam. They're not a meme coin. Some people out there like to think that, oh, Arcblock doesn't update enough, all this type of stuff. Now, even though I think they do, but even besides that point, if people may argue this aspect, my response is this. You know, as of right now, people that are so used to looking on X, you know, scrolling, whatnot, and then they see this meme coin project updating, saying, yeah, we're doing this, we're developing this, we're building this, all this type of stuff. But I think oftentimes they don't take into consideration how that's kind of like empty calories, because sometimes these projects, right, they say, yeah, we're, you know, in talks with this celebrity, we're in talks with this. What does in talks even mean? It could mean that they just sent them a DM, they talk with their manager, like who knows, right? It doesn't really mean much. However, people, they're so used to that to the point that they kind of expect that with every single project. But when it comes to Arcblock, again, because they're not a meme coin, they have actual substance, they don't need to update every like 10 minutes, if that makes sense. You know, a lot of projects out there, they remind me of like that one friend who goes to like Miami or like Cabo or whatever, and then they post like every 10 minutes. It's like, all right, dude, we get it. You're in Cabo, you're in Miami. You don't need to post like every 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Even though there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, come on, really? You know, personally for me, if I go on vacation, I'm posting like once or twice, like max. You know what I mean? Once or twice, that's fine by me. That's the way to take a look at Arcblock. It's like that one friend who actually enjoys the vacation as opposed to trying to record the whole thing and post it for no reason. And then the whole post like disappears in like 24 hours. It's like, all right, no need for that. At least that's the way I view it. Now, not to mention, right, when I take a look at Arcblock, something else that's very fantastic is, of course, they are even focused on AI. And this is not a joke, because we take a look at how when it comes to Arcblock, they have an AI kit, and it's even been alleged that it enables any application to have AI capabilities. That's impressive right there, quite essentially, right? Now, you take a look at how the AI market is massive, at least predicted to. You take a look at how, according to Grandview Research, the AI market is predicted to be worth nearly $2 trillion by 2030. That's insane. That's bigger than so many countries' GDP, and also on top of that, it's not even that far away at this point. And this could very well just be a conservative estimate. We don't know, right? Because no one has a crystal ball and tell the future what's going to happen. We can't do that. You know what I mean? So if anything, again, this showcases how the AI market could be so impressive. And Arcblock, they're jumping on that bandwagon, so to speak. Here's the thing. The hype when it comes to AI hasn't really taken off yet. So then when it really does, guess who's going to go along with the ride? It's going to be Arcblock. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to Arcblock, they're even also focused on something called decentralized identity. Now, this may sound kind of corny because people are like, who cares about this? It's not a very hype market. I get that. It seems kind of boring, actually. But it's actually predicted to have quite a decent market size. Yet again, according to Grandview Research, because, they like to predict things after all. By 2030, the decentralized identity market is expected to be worth over $100 billion. So yeah, that's still pretty impressive. I mean, of course, it's not like a figure of like 500 billion or like a trillion or whatever like that. But again, still not bad, not too shabby, as they say, right? So when I take a look at ABT, going to the price of $100, I really don't see why not. It's a very amazing project when it comes to Arcblock. It's focused on the right markets. Now again, it's not the most fancy project out there, but it doesn't really need to. It's kind of simple, actually. But in my opinion, there is beauty in simplicity. It's like eating a steak with only salt and pepper. That's fine by me. I like that. I don't need sauce. You know what I mean? I don't need like A1 sauce. I don't need like ketchup. Who does that? Now, again, I get some people do that, but I wouldn't do that. I like to keep things simple. I even cut my own hair. Look at how simple my hairstyle is. I used to try to have a hairstyle. You can check on my earlier videos, by the way. But it just got tiring. And I don't like that, man. It's just overly complicated. I have to go to like the barber every month. It's like, oh man, I don't like that. I just want to cut my own hair and just have a simple and easy lifestyle. You know what I mean? That's why I like to cut my own hair. But even besides that point, my acquiring strategy, or should I say my buying strategy, it's equally as simple. It's dollar cost averaging. Anytime I acquire income, I acquire my favorite projects, I hold, and I just wait. That's it. It's not rocket science. It's not overly complicated. It's literally so simple. Now, here's the thing as well. Again, ABT at the price of $100. Also, you take into consideration the Bitcoin ETF, the Ethereum ETF. I mean, this is all massive. Combined with, again, the fact that there's over 600 million crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research, this bull run could be fantastic. And as the old saying goes, a high tide raises all ships. So once Bitcoin reaches those amazing heights, like let's say 150,000, could you imagine what happens to altcoins then? It could be so amazing. And I think ABT is going to go along with that ride, $100. I don't see why not. I think give it some time though. Now, non-financial advice, however, around 6 months from right now, a year from right now, I think things could be very different. I get it. A lot of projects out there, they're not necessarily doing the best as of right now. And also, if you take a look at the crypto greed and fear index, it's still sitting around neutral. Now, if let's say the greed and fear index is sitting around neutral, I think what that indicates is that people are not really bullish, but then people are not really bearish either in a lot of cases, right? They're still kind of 50-50 in this whole thing. This kind of reminds me of like, near the end of 2020, that year people were kind of like, yeah, are we bullish? Are we not? A lot of people left, but also a lot of people entered. But then in 2021, what happened? Things became amazing. So I think as of right now, this is giving me like 2020 vibes near the end of that year. Next year, 2025, that's giving me like 2021 vibes. You know what I mean? So just a matter of time, hypothetically, I can only wait and see. Again, I can't tell the future, but in my opinion, I can only speculate. And when I see something like this, when I see this many crypto owners, when I see this many institutional investors and adopters, when it comes to the whole crypto space overall, yeah, I just don't think the bull run's going to be bad. Now, again, it's going to take some time, though, around 6 months from a year from right now, but I'm willing to stay patient for that long because, again, my strategy is very simple anyways. I'm not focused on short-term gains because I'm not a day trader. I'm not using leverage. I'm not swing trading. That's not my style. I like to keep things simple. Not to mention, I think ABT could very well have a lot of action, and here's the reason why. It's because you take a look at, on top of having amazing fundamentals when it comes to Arcblock, you have to consider how ABT is listed in many major exchanges. You got to take that into consideration. That's key right there, especially during a bull run, because people need easy access to it. It's very difficult, all this type of stuff. It's just overly complicated. It's like, what? Yeah, that's kind of caca. No one's going to do that. During a fully fledged bull run, we need easy access. And I think ABT does have exactly that. But again, it's just a waiting game. Not to mention, right? When it comes to ABT, the way I view it is that it's not too small to the point that the risk is very high, because a lot of micro caps out there, they have a lot of risk. They could do well, but we just never know. But then when it comes to ABT, it's not so low to the point that, again, it feels risky, but then it's not too high to the point that the room for growth really isn't there. Because you take a look at like BNB, Bitcoin, you take a look at Ethereum, Solana. Yeah, sure, they're massive, but can they do like a 50x during this bull run, let's say, or like a 25x? No, I don't think so. So when it comes to ABT, again, I think it's not so big, but then it's not so low. So I think it's the perfect like location, I would say, in terms of price, market cap. So that's why I'm very bullish on ABT. And again, I'm not giving up on it. At the price of $100 during this bull run wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. And feel free to become a channel member if you want to. That way you can get a prioritized response from me in the comments. And also on top of that, make sure to subscribe if you gained value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch you all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.